Good morning, teacher and my friends. Today we will present about rapid population growth, good or bad for economic development. If we look at the relationship between population growth and economic development, it starts when Thomas Malthus, who is the first economist, argued that the population growth would depress standard of living in the long run. But he didn't expect that the advanced technology can increase the productivity of agriculture. So, the rapid population growth is good or bad for economic development. We will start together. We have two case studies. First is China. Second is India. Both countries have a large number of population and both are developing countries. But both have the same effect from rapid population growth or not. Let's start together.
First cases, we start with China. Let's see the graph. This axis show about number of population and this axis show about year. When we see in the line, the population in China will increase every year. Next, this is the population pyramid that shows the structure of population in China. This blue is male and this pink is female. This axis show about the age of population and this axis show about percent of population in another age. That show this pyramid show that the population in birth rate is not high and death rate is not high too. Birth rate 12.3 birth per 1,000 population. Death rate 7.8 death per 1,000 population. China has already entered stage 4 of the demographic transition model. This because both the death and the birth rate start decreasing at a similar pace. However, the birth rate still stay higher than the death rate. In the future, in 2030, the population of China will reach 1.4 billion and increase of 4.7% from 2012. Falling birth rate and increasing life expectancy mean that the population is aging rapidly. In 2030, the median age will be 47.1 years and China will have the largest number of people over 65 years in the world. Imbalance between the sex will continue with mean age 0 to 20 years, accounting for 55% of all 0 to 20 years olds in 2030 compared to 54.8% in 2012.
So we have case study one-child policy to show that reduce in population is not always a good thing for the country like China. So the one-child policy was a population planning policy of China, which was to limit the great majority of family units in the country to one child each. This policy can reduce the population in China and it can solve the poverty and degradation of the environment. But John Salberg, BBC's correspondent, pointed that this policy is useless and cruel because one-child policy makes China loses about 5 million workers every year and will continue to be. Also, by the end of 2016, China has 230 million people aged 60 and over, making it the only country in the world with an elderly population of over 200 million. China's aging population is becoming a serious problem. Therefore, Therefore, China has cancelled this policy because there are much more advantage of rapid population growth. The effects of rapid population growth. Firstly, the size of markets will increase. Secondly, a rise in the labor force presently due to net immigration and in the future caused by a rise in the birth rate. Finally, there may be an increase in factor mobility if the rise has resulted from an increase in the birth rate or immigration. However, there are many other factors that help to shape the country along with the population. It means that good management of government and other policies should be considered to make China achieve sustainable development with population, economy, society, resources, and environment all in harmony.
Next case, we will talk about India. This graph is show the population in India. This axis show about number of population and this axis show about a year of population. This line show that the population in India will increase every year. Next, we will talk about the population pyramid. The population pyramid, this axis show about the age of people and this axis show about percent of people in India. This blue one is tell about the male and this pink is show about female. This pyramid show the age of people in the India. Show about the birth rate is more than death rate because they have a children more than the older. In India, birth rate is 19 births per 1,000 population and death rate is 7.3 deaths per 1,000 population. India is in stage 3. The death rate continues to fall and accompanied by a decline in birth rate. India seems to be in this state. There are several reasons behind it, which are increase in cost of living, social change, affordable healthcare, low infant mortality rate, and more women in workforce. In the future, in 2030, the population of India will reach nearly 1.5 billion, an increase of 15.6% from 2015. While population growth is slowing due to declining natural change, India's youthful age structure ensures that population gain remains strong, while India expected to overtake China to become the largest country in the world in 2028. India will have 3 megacities by 2030, despite the country remaining predominantly rural up to the year.
The main cause of rapid population growth. Firstly, high growth rate, decline in death rate, improve medical facility and public health service. Rapid means of transport and communication have facilitated rapid movement of food grain from surplus area to deficit area. People now don't die due to epidemic, drought or from a decrease in infant mortality. The effect of rapid population growth. First, food problem and limit of land. Second, unemployment. Third, difficulty in capital formation. Brief future of 5 years plan. Fifth, decrease production and increase cost. And last, inequitable income distribution. Step to control population. First, increasing the welfare and status of women and girls. Sphere of education, increase awareness for the use of contraceptive and family planning method, sex education. And then encouraging male sterilization and spacing birth-free distribution of contraceptive and condoms among the poor, encouraging female empowerment, more healthcare center for the poor, to name a few, can play a major role in controlling population. Step to control population. India step in the global world in various fields can be ignored, whether in science and technology, medical and healthcare, business and industry, military, communication, entertainment, literature, and many more. Experts are hopeful that by increased public awareness and enlisting strict population control norms by the government will definitely lead the way for the country's economic prosperity and control of population.
If we compare the effect of rapid population growth for economic development, in China and India have different effects. China have an advantage of rapid population growth, but in India they have a disadvantage of rapid population growth. Although India and China have a large number of population and both are developing countries, but they have a different effect from rapid population growth. So we cannot conclude that rapid population growth is good or bad for economic development. It depends on the countries. So the effect of rapid population growth are different in different countries. Thank you.